almost every question was about this. Fields have no effects on normal cells. What about fast-growing epithelial cells, white blood cells? It just seemed like too good to be true was a lot of the questions we were getting.
Okay, so first of all, it has no effect on normal non-dividing cells. With respect to normal dividing cells, the things that you typically worry about are, first of all, the bone marrow. The long bones turn out to be a natural shield for TT fields, so we're not going to be treating the cancers of the bone marrow, but it has no effect. Secondly, these fields are tuned to specific cell types. So for instance, when we're treating lung cancer, it uses a different frequency than would affect the epithelial lining, which is what you worry about for all the GI side effects. So in practice, the only side effect that was observed in the trial was a mild contact dermatitis under those electrodes in about 16% of the patients. So easily treated with topical steroids. So it really is, in effect,
very targeted. So we had one other question that related to something similar here, which was, we couldn't help but notice from the language that your trials weren't done here in the U.S. Were there U.S. trials? Was there a reason why perhaps the trials were done abroad? Just tell us, since you're on the front lines of this, how much is it a U.S. versus a non-U.S. helping to guide what you're doing and not doing?
Sure. So let me be very clear. The phase 3 trials were international trials where the majority of the centers were in the U.S. So in phase 3, right, absolutely in the U.S. In phase 2, it's a different case. And leading up phase 1 and phase 2, quite frankly, it is much easier to get these trials started. It's much less expensive to conduct them outside the U.S. Now, again, we're doing them mostly in Western Europe, and that has become the pattern in medical device development, certainly over the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, it's what Juan Enriquez was talking about when he says, what we don't measure. So we actually don't measure what we're losing as a country by not doing those trials here, by making it harder for U.S. entrepreneurs and startup companies to say, well, I got to go abroad to do this.
There is no question that we are exporting the expertise in developing these products.
Well, that's something we're going to have to fix. Thank you so much.